Hey, hi, hi, Kiran.
Hi. Oh, my video is not on. Okay, so let me turn it on. I'm
Celebrating
still
birthday,
in.
huh?
Yeah, it's my daughter's birthday balloons. They are still not bursted totally.
It's
They
good.
burst 1 or 2 balloon every day.
She must be happy at least.
Yeah, children bring a lot of energy and also chaos.
That's not a chaos actually. At times we think it's a chaos, but it's not.
It is a chaos. We embrace it. We like it because it's our children. If it is done
I
by
like other
somebody else's
children
children, we
also.
will say that, oh,
मुझे तो बच्चे वैसे ही अच्छे लगते हैं किसी के भी हो
आप मेरे भी ले लो.
कोई बात नहीं drop them here any time and they are going to love it.
हमारे गांव में एक कहावत है कि दूसरे की बीवी और अपने बच्चे बहुत अच्छे लगते हैं, बड़े क्यूट लगते हैं.
That's true. ये तुम्हारे गांव में नहीं हम सबके गांव में आई थिंक कहावत
अच्छा.
है
हाँ.
ये हमारे यहाँ भी है कि दूसरे की बीवी और अपने बच्चे हमेशा ही क्यूट लगते हैं एंड टू सम एक्सटेंट आई थिंक पीपल आर लाइक दैट लोग करते भी हैं ऐसा
Because they don't see the everyday grill that goes with it. And that's why when people are first in relationship or when they are dating, they have not seen the person, in the morning without makeup or in the morning without, any mask on. So it's a totally different experience. Many people, they get disillusioned, and some people get disillusioned in few days. Some people get disillusioned in like 10 or 15 years.
That's
But every married couple has said one point in time is that you are not the person I married. Some people say it, some say it in like few months, some take like 15 year, 20 year to say that.
I differ. I
It
keep
means
my
you have
views.
not said that yet.
I haven't. I didn't get that chance.
Good evening,
to
Dr. Anjali.
that.
What we're talking about, definitely not mindfulness, but
No,
a sweeping
it is
conclusion.
certainly mindfulness. See, we are so much focused. We are aware what we are talking, and that's what about mindfulness, just the awareness. That's what we are doing. So,
Welcome, Rajan sir. Happy to see you.
good evening, Arun.
Nishant Shukla. Hi.
Hi, Jay.
So many, familiar
Oh,
names and
Shalini
faces
is
that
also
I'm
here.
very happy. Hi, Nishant.
Hi. We are connected on this elite trainers group, I think.
Yes,
Yes, and
yes,
we
yes, yes.
interacted once. I remember last year I reaching out to you that I wanted to attend your program. You had come from France or somewhere,
Yes.
and you were talking about that. And I remember reaching out to you that I would like to attend your workshop. So I'm glad to be here. Thanks for this.
Glad to see you, Nishant.
Program. Thank you.
Nice, nice.
I'll just go
हेलो
to
ज्योति
the
जी.
room so I can keep the video
Hi,
on.
Pawan ji, कैसे हो आप?
मैं बढ़िया हूँ. हाउ आर यू?
मैं ठीक ठाक हूँ एकदम बढ़िया.
हेलो टू एवरीबडी.
Hello,
हाय अक्षय.
hello, Pawanji.
आई एम
Hi.
पवन.
Hi,
हाय विनय.
Pawanji. Good evening.
हाउ आर यू ऑल? हाय.
Nice.
Good. Thank you.
मैंने ये अभी सुना कि उसकी एक और कहावत है कि अपनी अकल और दूसरे का पैसा हमेशा ज्यादा लगता है ना. वो भी एक है, उसी के से
So true.
रिलेटेड है.
हाँ. हाँ, ये मेरे साथ बहुत होता था. मैं बचपन में सोचता था कि ये आदमी जो लोग 3-3, 4-4, 5-5 लाख कमाते हैं, ये करते क्या है इतने पैसे का, रखते कहाँ है इसको? तो अभी यही चीज मैं सोचता हूँ कि जो बिल गेट्स इतना कमाता है वो रखता कहाँ होगा. अब वो 3-4-5 लाख का नहीं समझ में आता है, वो लगता है कि यार ये तो बहुत कम है.
ऐसी एक और है, अपना दुख और दूसरे का सुख भी बहुत ज्यादा लगता है.
ऐसे हम निकालने लगेंगे तो आई थिंक बहुत सारी चीजें हैं जो हमारे आसपास में काफी फेमस होंगी और बोली जाने वाली होंगी. देयर विल बी लॉट्स ऑफ थिंग्स.
We still have 3 minutes, and then we will start on time.
Yeah.
Most people join actually 1 minute plus minus.
Okay.
The online thing has actually increased the people kind of coming on time. It has increased significantly.
That's a
Otherwise,
good
in
thing.
meeting, people used to wait. And it's very funny thing about meeting. Those who are early wait for those who are late. And we
Yeah.
appreciate being early in the meeting. Nobody appreciates being late. But still, being late is kind of, those who are early are forced to wait those who are late. Always, in all meeting, in all events, everywhere. And nobody says that coming late is a good thing.
That's right.
बट इंडिया में जो वीआईपी है उसकी वीआईपीनेस किससे जज होती है कि वो कितना लेट आता है इंडियन स्ट्रेचेबल टाइम के हिसाब से
Yeah. Hello, Anu, welcome. Raghavan sir, happy to see your photo. Now I see your face also, but you are on mute.
You can hear me?
Yes, now I hear you.
Okay.
I think that's a lovely suggestion so that we can come to know who is joining literally.
Yeah. So please post in the comment, please just type your name and location so that later on we can make a nice word picture of different locations people attended this. It would be very nice to put that.
So where
And
it is,
also,
probably if there is any problem, they can just rename along with their name and their location if that is comfortable. I'm not sure, but yeah.
No, that is too technical.
Too technical, huh?
Too technical. Yeah.
That you can understand. I'm not dealing with the technicalities actually.
No, in the sense that it's, if I ask in a group, maybe 30% people will know how to do it. A random group, of course, it depends upon what kind of
group we are talking.
But that's nice. I see Sonali from Madhepura. Madhepura reminds me of many interesting stuff. Anu, nice to see you, Anu. Anu and me are in the same class.
Huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
One happened to be the teacher and the other one the student.
Nice, very nice.
I can't.
So yeah, it's time. Let's start. Akshay, I let you formally introduce Jyoti, and just before Akshay introduces, just some basic housekeeping rules. When you have a question, please raise your hand. I will be monitoring the chat. So please feel free to type anything, what you feel like at the moment, or if you have a question, feel free to put it in the chat. If you want to ask a question, raise your hand and see that nobody else has raised the hand, or type your question in the chat. While listening to the speaker, please keep yourself muted because it facilitates high quality audio. At the same time, and then at the end, I would request everybody to keep the video on so that we can have 2-3 nice collage for our memory. I will share that with all the participants who have participated in this group, so that you have a kind of, a collage of your attendance into this wonderful session. I let Akshay introduce Jyoti, and then Jyoti will take the lead. Thank you. I'll be on mute.
Oh, thank you, sir. Welcome to all of you to IIBP's webinar. This is the first webinar that we're hosting under the newly launched Mental Health Initiative at the Indian Institute of Business Psychology. The MHI is sort of an approach to improve the condition of mental health services in the country, especially during times of this current pandemic. In relation to that, we've also started counseling services on our website as part of the broader umbrella, of which Ms. Jyoti Gupta has been an absolutely integral part of. It wouldn't have been possible without her. Ms. Gupta is a seasoned expert in mindfulness. For over 17 years, she's been practicing. She has her own personal setup known as Chetna Mindfulness. And it's an absolute privilege and it's an absolute honor to have you here, ma'am. I've had the privilege to speak to you for several hours over the past few weeks. And I'm just very glad that I'm here and that I have the privilege of attending this session. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you. A very warm welcome to all of you. I think whatever introduction has been given by Akshay, that's more than sufficient. So I don't want to say anything about myself. I don't know how many of you are aware really what mindfulness is and what it is not, or basically what is mindlessness. But let's just try to dive in directly rather than going here and there. And most of the things, whenever we start some things, we just try to dedicate it to someone. And mostly we are not the part of that dedication, certainly, because we hardly dedicate anything to ourselves. And today's session, I would really, it's a really humble request, and namaste to all of you and joining me, that please try to dedicate this session to yourself only. हम सबके लिए बहुत कुछ करते हैं, अपनी पूरी लाइफ फिनिश कर देते हैं, एंड जब अपनी बारी आती है तो हम बहुत सारी किस्से कहानियां लेके बैठ जाते हैं. वो किस्से कहानियां कभी जोक के फॉर्म में होते हैं, कभी शेरो शायरी के फॉर्म में आते हैं, कभी किशोर कुमार और मोहम्मद रफ़ी के सॉन्ग्स में आते हैं. So instead of doing that, mindfulness, what it is and what it is not, just it's a way how you're going to connect with yourself. That's very, very important. And if you really want to connect yourself, you have to that dedication for yourself. What you don't have, you cannot give it to others. I always shares in my personal session, and I think जितने लोग मुझे यहाँ पे जानते होंगे, they must have heard from my mouth that charity always begins at home. And I have literally realized it very late in my life, that what does it really means, this charity. This charity is nothing but if you don't have something, you cannot give. And mostly हम उसको मनी के टर्म्स में ज़्यादा समझ पाते हैं कि हमारे पास सपोजिंगली अगर आप कहीं पे कुछ डोनेट करना चाहते हैं या कुछ डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करना चाहते हैं, बट इफ यू डोंट हैव मनी, यू कैन नॉट गिव. How we are expecting that I am not giving it to myself, but I'm willing to give it to others? Where is that awareness is there? वो हमारा जो फोकस है, हमारा जो ध्यान है, वो बेसिकली है कहाँ पे कि हम क्या चीजें देना चाह रहे हैं. So I just want dedicate this particular time to yourself only. And because mindfulness is strongly associated with meditation in some or the other form, and these are called practices, whether it can be 30 seconds or it can go up to hours. That's depend on you to how long आप कितने लंबे समय तक कर सकते हैं, or what kind of practices you really want to involve and indulge yourself. So just before starting anything, I'll just ring a bell kind of thing, and try to just close your eyes and be in the moment. And आप जहाँ से भी आ रहे हैं, घर से आ रहे हैं, ऑफिस से आ रहे हैं, maybe you're just coming from another room, maybe you're just coming from your drawing room or from your lobby or from your dining hall. Just take a deep breath in, close your eyes for maybe 30 seconds and try to be here, because that's what we are going to practice. So just listen the bell and Try to follow it. This is the signal that we have arrived actually. And कोई चीज तभी हम शुरुआत कर पाते हैं when we have really arrived. And as I have stated earlier that we are going to dedicate, and I love poetries. I hope बहुत सारे लोग यहाँ पे होंगे जिनको अच्छी लगती होंगी पोइट्रीज. तो मैं सेशन की जो शुरुआत है जिसको हम आगाज बोलते हैं वो मैं एक पोइट्री से ही करना चाहूँगी, कविता से करना चाहूँगी. And because it is based on the mindfulness, and I am asking to dedicate this to yourself. So I have dedicated this poem to myself. You can dedicate it to yourself. It's something like that. Dear you who always have so many things to do, so many places to be. Your mind is spinning like fan blades at high speed. Each moment always a blur because you're never still. I know you're tired. I know it's not your fault even. The constant brain buzz is like a swarm of bees threatening, twisting if you close your eyes. You have forgotten something again. You need to prepare for that one or else. You should have done that differently. What if you close your eyes? Would the world fall apart without you? Or would your mind become the open sky, flock of thoughts flying across the sunrise as you just watched and smiled? So rather than we are going to think if we are not going to close our eyes for 30 seconds even the world is really going to fall apart, why not to think your mind is an open sky and let's the think float there the way they are. And with that I'll start the presentation. And whenever there are some questions are arising in your mind, please chat them so that we can talk about them, because I just want, this is not a session when only I'm going to talk about it and you guys are going to listen about it. It's about learning. I'm also learning and I'm also going to learn something. So if I have come with the intention, because intention is something very important and it has the power that what you are really looking for yourself today at this time on this virtual platform. So just create an intention, whatever you are going to learn, there must be some sort of takeaway. And what is that takeaway? You're going to carry it with you, because that is the whole purpose of this session. And like Akshay has shared कि हमने एक mental health initiative शुरू किया, and we have started with couple of our colleagues counseling services, especially for the corporate people, especially for the people. And corporate doesn't mean Google and Microsoft and Infosys. Corporate means any kind of work organization, maybe it is school, maybe छोटी सी ऑफिस है किसी की, it can be anything जहाँ पे आप काम करते हैं basically. And if you have any kind of issues, we'll talk later, not now, but I just want to say uh, 2 lines. If you have any issues, then we are talking about mental health. I think the kind of things uh, about mental health I am saying, you are getting it. जो हमारी साइकोलॉजिकल, हमेशा जरूरी नहीं है कि वो प्रॉब्लम बहुत बड़ी हो. एट टाइम्स यू जस्ट वांट टू talk to someone, you just want to vent it out, you are just looking for a window, and that's all what you need. Then IIBP mental health initiative is there for you. Please call them, and you can book your sessions and appointments also there. I would like to start the presentation now. Yeah, mindfulness. So first, I am not going to talk about that what mindfulness is exactly about. हम क्योंकि वर्क प्लेस पे शुरू कर रहे हैं तो कई बार ये होता है what kind of picture it is. which I'm going to show here. And we have already done that what we are going to do, and we have taken then that deep breath just to start the system. I would like to share few things that what we are going to expect from this whole session. I'm Jyoti, and I'm a clinical counseling and rehabilitation psychologist. एंड बहुत बारी लोगों के सवाल में ये आता है कि हम बहुत बड़े बड़े अपने आगे डेजिग्नेशन और कुछ ऐसी उपलब्धियां लगा लेते हैं जिनका कोई मतलब भी है या नहीं है. सो आई एम अ रजिस्टर्ड वन and I'm a mindfulness and compassion teacher also, and I'm working in this field past 22 years. I have my personal private clinic also, which Akshay has already shared with all of you. So I think that's more than sufficient for myself. And now we'll start what are we going to expect. So these are the few things which we are going to learn, what mindfulness exactly it is, and whatever we are going to learn today is the आप जो स्क्रीन पे देख रहे हैं वो तो आप स्क्रीन पे देख रहे हैं, but apart from the screen, whatever I'm going to talk about it, you are going to experience also, if not all of them, because mindfulness is a very very vast topic, but certainly some of the things which you can really use them in your day to day life on the daily basis and make your life better. And I give you 100% guarantee if you are going to practice them. I'm emphasizing practice and practice again, because practice makes anyone perfect, not just the man. It can make anyone perfect, I'll say. So if you're going to practice them, if you're going to harness them or cultivate them in your day to day life, in your day to day schedules, small जो छोटे छोटे से आपके काम हैं, then you will see the change within a month or so. So we are going to talk about what is mindfulness, how we are going to define, and what are the components or something like that, and what kind of practices are there, and हम जो हमारा वर्क एनवायरनमेंट होता है, हमारा जो ऑफिस होता है, हम वहाँ पे इन चीज़ों को कैसे लेके आ सकते हैं. क्योंकि द मोमेंट वी आर थिंकिंग kind of things are coming, meditation, practice, activities, exercise, हम थोड़ा सा पजल्ड हो जाते हैं एंड कंफ्यूज भी हो जाते हैं कि हम इन चीज़ों को अपने वर्क प्लेस पे कैसे लेके आ सकते हैं. बिकॉज if I'm going to talk about meditation, obviously it is going to take a lot of time. No, certainly it is not, because there are so many myths which are really associated with this, and there are so many number of practices, and if we are going to follow them, we'll just talk about them, how we are going to really impart in our day to day life. Now, why do we work? Before we proceed really to the mindfulness, हम काम करते क्यों हैं, और काम अगर हम करते हैं तो हमें क्या होता है, हमें ऐसी किन चीज़ों की बेसिकली ज़रूरत पड़ जाती है जिसकी वजह से हमें मेडिटेशन है, एक्सरसाइज है, मेडिसिन है इवन, या दूसरी और भी तरीके की जो थेरेपीज़ हैं, या और भी तरीके के जो टेक्निकलिटीज़ हैं, जो भी हम अपने आप को ठीक करने के लिए, फिजिकली फिट करने के लिए हम ज़्यादा ध्यान देते हैं. वी जॉइन जिम, वी गो टू योगा, जुम्बा, एरोबिक्स, यू नेम इट, एंड देयर आर सो मेनी थिंग्स. ऑब्वियसली हम अपने आप के बारे में खुश फील करना चाहते हैं. वी वांट टू फील आवरसेल्फ हैप्पी. So there are few which I call them happiness fundamentals. I don't think so whether these things are somewhere written in this way or not, but this is what I think, and that's what I'm going to present. What make us happy? When we feel safe, and when we feel healthy, when we feel satisfied and serene, to be calm, relaxed, peaceful, to be present and paying attention, unified, and when we get connected. Obviously जब हम like nowadays जो कोविड का टाइम चल रहा है, हम अपने फ्रेंड से, अपने रिलेटिव से, या अपने लव्ड वन से नहीं मिल पाते हैं, आई थिंक वो कहीं ना कहीं हम सबके लिए प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट कर रहा है. सो हम खुश नहीं, उतनी हैप्पीनेस नहीं फील कर पा रहे हैं व्हाट वी यूज टू फील. एंड टू बी इंस्पायर्ड एंड टू हैव गोल, वी गेट मोटिवेटेड फ्रॉम थिंग्स. उस चीज से भी हम कई बारी इंस्पायर्ड होके, मोटिवेटेड होके काम करते हैं. And certainly we want to enjoy our life. सबका enjoyment अलग अलग होता है, and it's different for everyone, I'll say. To take care of oneself and other, to share our values, to help. Even हम घर पे भी जो functions या program करते हैं, वहाँ पे भी हम दूसरों को बुलाते हैं, हम भी उनके यहाँ जाते हैं visit पे. So that's all sharing, and we feel loved कि हमें कोई appreciate करता है, हमारे बारे में कोई कुछ अच्छा बोलता है. We feel good, and that's how we are creating a kind of happiness around us. And to be positive, and who is responsible for all these things? Obviously you are responsible for your happiness. Nobody else is there who can really make you happy until and unless you are not willing to make yourself happy. So it is in your hand, and that's what mindfulness is all about, it because only you can make yourself happy. Now when we talk about the happiness, certainly there are obviously, जैसे अब आजकल का मैंने बोला कोविड का सीन चल रहा है और हम अपने लोगों से नहीं मिल पा रहे हैं, हम जिस तरीके के काम पहले करते थे वो हम काम नहीं कर पा रहे हैं. वी आर नॉट हैप्पी, वी आर नॉट इन अ हैप्पी स्टेट बेसिकली. एंड ये चीजें हमारे अंदर कहाँ से आती हैं? कुछ लोग घर पे भी बैठ के काम कर रहे हैं, जिसको हम बहुत खुशी खुशी बोलते हैं वर्क फ्रॉम होम. बट even when we are working work from home, I think there are some of the things which are making our life stressful, and we are kind of in a distress situation. There are n number of reasons. Nowadays when you'll see people ask kya kar rahe ho yaar, kuch nahi, nothing. So when somebody is saying nothing, I assume, I take it n number of things, because if you're doing nothing, that means you're doing a number of things, means you're doing many things. And if you are trying to do n number of things at the same time, that means sooner or later, or maybe you are already getting overwhelmed, or you're already feeling a kind of stress in your body. There are so many things which you can read it out, that ये हमारे पास जो स्ट्रेस है, जो एंजाइटी है, जो डे टू डे लाइफ की हमारी प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, ये कहाँ से आ रही हैं? क्या ये सिर्फ काम से आती है? नहीं, काम से कुछ चीजें आती हैं, लेकिन काम से ही निकल के बहुत सारी चीजें और भी आती हैं. हमारी रिलेशनशिप है, जैसे हमने अभी पहले बात की हैप्पीनेस के लिए, तो ये चीजें वहां से भी आ रही हैं. एंड देयर आर सर्टेन अदर सोर्सेज अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस, जो हमारे सिर्फ जब हम किसी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में, किसी इंस्टीट्यूट में जाके काम करते हैं, तो वहाँ से रिलेटेड होती हैं. एंड दीज आर सम ऑफ द अदर थिंग्स, बेसिकली दोज आर द पॉसिबल रियली द काइंड ऑफ सोर्सेज ऑफ distress, stress, anxiety. We are not feeling good about it. These things are kind of making us sad. So कई बारी ये चीजें भी होती हैं. Then there is no supervision. आपको किसी काम के लिए बोल दिया गया and you are not being supervised. So at times you just get lost. कहाँ से शुरू करूँ, क्या शुरू करूँ, किस तरीके से शुरू करूँ, ये करना चाहिए या ये नहीं करना चाहिए. And then at times we just end up doing nothing. एंड फिर जब हमारा बॉस हमसे बोलता है कि आपने क्या किया या क्या नहीं किया, हमें नहीं समझ में आता है कि हमें क्या करना चाहिए. एंड it leads to poor environment. Obviously when there is that kind of जब हम जो कहते हैं कि दोनों हाथ से ताली बजनी चाहिए, जो हमारी दोनों टीम्स में सामंजस्य होना चाहिए, जब वो मिसिंग होता है, तो ऑब्वियसली हमारा एनवायरनमेंट वो अच्छा नहीं होता, वो उतना आपको पॉजिटिविटी नहीं देता कि आप वहाँ पे फ्लॉरिश कर सकेंगे. एंड कई बारी हम जो भी काम करते हैं, हमें उसके लिए प्रॉपर रिवॉर्ड्स भी नहीं मिलते. रिवॉर्ड्स हमेशा मॉनेटरी टर्म में नहीं होता. इवन इफ समबडी इज गोइंग टू से लाइक दैट वेल डन, यू हैव डन अ गुड जॉब, कीप इट अप, आई थिंक दैट इज मोर देन सफिशिएंट फॉर ऑल ऑफ अस. एंड पुअर लीडरशिप, जो हमारे मैनेजर होते हैं, दे डोंट नो हाउ टू handle team manager, project manager, because we are talking mostly in the context of organization जहाँ पे लोग काम करते हैं, corporate sectors में. So that's why I have mentioned this few of the things. There are restrictive policies, and because of those things at times we are just हमारी जो creativity होती है वो खुल के नहीं आ पाती, और हम बहुत suffocated और चोक्ड फील करते हैं, क्योंकि हम उन चीज़ों को प्रॉपरली नहीं कर पा रहे होते हैं. वहाँ का जो जस्टिस सिस्टम इज नॉट लाइक दैट कि हाई कोर्ट ने बना के दे दी हैं या सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने चीजें बना के दे दी हैं, बट हमारे ऑफिस के अंदर का भी एक लीगल सिस्टम होता है, कई बार वो हमारे अनुरूप नहीं होता, तो वो चीजें भी कहीं ना कहीं हमारे लिए frictions create करती हैं. There is too much of paperwork and we are not able to do. There are some other reasons are also there, irregular work schedule, job insecurity, पता नहीं होता कब तक रहेंगे, कब निकाल दिए जाएंगे. कई बारी वर्क शेड्यूल भी ऐसा होता है कि हम उन चीज़ों को प्रॉपरली नहीं कर पाते हैं. Now when these kind of things are, certainly it's going to lead some sort of symptoms or sign in your body, which at times some of them you can feel it, and at times some of other people are observing you and they are sharing you, yeah, this is happening with you. And because your body language, आपकी body language change हो जाती है, आपका बातचीत करने का तरीका change हो जाता है, बहुत सारे changes हो जाते हैं जिसकी वजह से लोग उसको करते हैं. And these are few things which are the sign and symptoms of stress. You feel most of the time tired, आपको नींद नहीं आती, आप restless रहते हैं, there are too many thoughts in your mind and you're really not going to communicate. आपके senior ने क्या कहा, forget about the senior, even घर पे भी वो चीज़ें उसी तरीके से आ जाती हैं कि घर पे किसी ने आपको किसी काम के लिए बोला था and you have just, आपको बेसिकली याद ही नहीं था दैट व्हाट वर द थिंग्स, एंड आप बहुत जल्दी आर्गुमेंटेटिव हो जाते हैं छोटी छोटी सी बात पे. नॉट झगड़ा एग्जैक्टली बट यस, कुछ ऐसे ही जिसको तनातनी भी कई बार हिंदी में बोलते हैं, वो करने लगते हैं. एंड यू आर नॉट एबल टू मेक डिसीजन. आपका जो अटेंशन स्पैन होता है जस्ट टू होल्ड एनी काइंड ऑफ इंस्ट्रक्शन, वो भी बहुत लिमिटेड हो जाता है. आप बहुत सारी चीज़ों को एक बार में नहीं याद रख पाते हैं. There are some other things, you feel headache, you feel nausea, you got tunnel vision, at times you feel disoriented, you are driving, और कई बार आपको ड्राइव करते करते यही नहीं लगता कि अरे मैं कहाँ जा रहा था, you suddenly you realize I'm on the wrong road. So that's disorientation. Basically you totally got lost in your thought and you didn't realize even where was you were supposed to go and how come you have arrived here. एंड आप अपने आप को प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग बिहेवियर में एंगेज नहीं कर पाते हैं. देयर आर सम अदर symptoms of depression also. At times you can feel it and at times other people are going to share it with you that yes, these things are happening and these things are pretty visible in you. Now when we talk about all these things, this was just the, जिसको प्रस्तावना या रूपरेखा कहते हैं हम, कि हमें ज़रूरत क्यों है माइंडफुलनेस की, हम करते ही क्यों हैं ये चीज़ें. हम सबके अंदर बहुत सारा पोटेंशियल है. सबके अंदर मीन्स ईच वन ऑफ अस हैज, वी आर born with the same kind of thing, more or less. If not too much, more or less we have all the kind of things. And we just need to tap it. Mindfulness is a way to tap it. Because everyone is beautiful from inside. But we just don't know that we are really beautiful. That's why I have written that poem ki is who you are exactly. Dare you. हम अपने आप से कभी इतने प्यार से नहीं बात करते, कभी भी नहीं बात करते. और हमसे कोई कहता भी है तो कई बारी हम थोड़ा सा डाउटफुल हो जाते हैं, am I really looking for this kind of things or I don't want. So हमारे अंदर क्या है, हमें उसकी खोज करनी है, उसको बाहर निकाल के लाना है. एंड माइंडफुलनेस इज जस्ट वन वे to bring it out from you. Now when we just talk about these things, there are 3 questions. You can answer these things in chat box, though I would like to interact it, but I think फिर उसमें हमारा flow गड़बड़ हो जाएगा. So we can talk, we can discuss these things later because I would love to talk about it so that whatever practices we are going to involve today, those should be based on this. But meantime, you can either write in your pen and paper, or maybe you just, if you're going to, I mean, text in our chat box, that would be really better. What aspire you in your work? क्योंकि कई बार जब हम बोर्डम फील करते हैं, जब हम डिसओरिएंटेड फील करते हैं, जब हम वहाँ से बहुत डिसअपॉइंटेड फील करते हैं, इट इज़ नॉट जस्ट द वर्क विच मेक्स यू डिसअपॉइंटेड, इट्स एट टाइम्स expectations from yourself. कि मैं अपने आप से क्या चाह रहा हूँ। कई बारी हमें उसी चीज की क्लैरिटी नहीं होती कि मैं चाह क्या रहा हूँ, हम चाह क्या रहे हैं अपने आप से। सो आपके पास क्या गोल है, आप चीज़ों को किस तरीके से देखते हैं, तभी तो आप उस तरीके की चीज़ें अपने से निकाल के लाएंगे, बिकॉज एवरीथिंग इज विद इन यू। एंड व्हाट आर सम चैलेंजेस, आपको ऐसे कौन से चैलेंजेस हैं जो आप काम में करते हैं, जो आप काम करते हैं, जहाँ पे काम करते हैं वहाँ पे वो आपको चैलेंज के फॉर्म में लगते हैं, एंड you really want to work on those things, and what are some of the things which you really love about it? आपके काम में कुछ ऐसी चीजें जरूर होंगी जो आप उन पे जिन पे काम करना चाहते हैं कि yes, I love about this work, I'm passionate about it, because if you are passionate about it, obviously you are going to do it in any way, it doesn't matter रात है दिन है, जब हम किसी चीज से बेइंतहा डूब जाते हैं उसमें, that is passion basically. And mindfulness is the only way, like I have shared, can change the way you operate from inside out. आप किस तरीके से अपने अंदर की चीजों को जो हमारे पास हैं उन चीजों को बाहर कैसे लाते हैं, mindfulness is the way how we are going to bring those things from our inside. And before we proceed further, we are generally, जब मैं in person करती हूँ, so I usually conduct 3 kind of tests, but because of this virtual thing we are not able to do those kind of things, but still we can do कि ये चीजें आप आज खुद assess करेंगे, not with paper and pen but with the help of exercises which we are going to do in some time, and then you are going to assess yourself ki yes, I am at this level. Maybe we are just going to, we will talk, certainly not maybe, we will talk about it, that what the question I was asking you before that time and how you perceive things. So आपका जो attention है awareness के लिए, it's a kind of basically attention for your awareness. That is exactly what we are going to, it's a mind training basically what we are going to do. And आप इन जनरल सक्सेस को कैसे परसीव करते हैं, आपकी नजर में, आपके परसेप्शन, आपके, आप जिस भी एंगल से, जिस भी एटीट्यूड से अपनी लाइफ को देखते हैं, उसमें सक्सेस क्या है और आप अपनी सक्सेस कैसे देखते हैं. These are two things. I have written just one, self perceived success, but I'm asking two things. आप अपनी सक्सेस के लिए क्या पैरामीटर्स बनाते हैं, एंड इन जनरल आपने सक्सेस के लिए क्या पैरामीटर्स बनाए हैं. लाइक अंबानी हो गए, अमिताभ बच्चन, और मे बी एनी काइंड ऑफ बिग sort of person, somehow names are not coming in my mind. कई बारी हम उन्हीं लोगों को देख के उनको फॉलो करने की कोशिश करते हैं, तो दैट इज जस्ट वन पैरामीटर. आपने एक चीज आपने बना दी कि दिस इज कॉल्ड सक्सेस एंड आई रियली वांट टू रीच हियर. सो उसी तरीके से आप दूसरों की सक्सेस को आंकते हैं, तो आपके पास अपनी सक्सेस को भी आंकने के लिए, उसको मापने के लिए, उसके मेजरमेंट के लिए कुछ ना कुछ मापदंड जरूर होंगे. वो क्या है? और जो आपका स्ट्रेस है, जो काम से, जिसके बारे में अभी तक हम लोग बात कर रहे थे, व्हाट इज दैट स्ट्रेस, व्हाट डू यू रियली थिंक दैट इट्स किलिंग मी, आई जस्ट कैन नॉट टेक इट, इससे ज्यादा तो मैं नहीं कर सकता. दैट मीन्स यू आपका जो टॉलरेंस थ्रेशोल्ड है वो खत्म सा हो रहा है, अब उससे ज्यादा आप उस चीज को नहीं ले सकते. तो आप अपने जो स्ट्रेस है आपका, उसको कैसे परसीव करते हैं बेसिकली. There are so many exercises or practices or meditation exercises through which we handle all these things, and we are going to do that. So you are going to self assess those things. Meanwhile you just take 1 minute, or even if you are just listening, and you can text it, whatever is more comfortable. I'll just give a pause, just have a sip of water, and maybe you can chat, sorry, and then we can proceed, because I would really like to know the answer, because whatever exercises or practices we are going to do, I would try to make build up on these things, not just what I have already prepared or what's in my mind, because I want that जब आप हमारा ये सेशन एंड हो तो आपके पास कुछ अपने साथ ले जाने के लिए हो, that this is what I have learned, this is my learning from this session. So please. And if even you're not going to write, that's perfectly okay. But if you'll do, that is always better. So we'll move to the next slide, I hope. What is mindfulness and how we are going to experience it? When we talk about mindfulness, what comes into your mind and what this picture is telling you? इसका आंसर मुझे अभी चाहिए होगा. I'll just escape from here, and I would like to answer, or maybe anybody, at least 4 or 5 people. I just want to know the answer of this. I will just take 2 to 3 minutes, not more than that here. What is the greatest gift you have? Anybody can speak, but just raise your hand first so that we can unmute you and you can speak up then.
Can you please repeat the question once more?
Yeah, the question is, what is the greatest gift you have? Because then only you can understand the mindfulness actually. Even if you're not going to guess, that's okay, but still, just let's take a chance and try to do it.
By definition, we all will have some gift, and when we say greatest, so there will be hierarchy in that, and by definition one will be greatest. So
Yeah,
everybody has one.
yeah, everybody has one. Yeah,
Should I start sharing?
yeah, please.
Yes, people, sure.
So I think the biggest gift I have is my mind, which can observe, perceive, and create solutions for all the challenges that's are in my world. So I
Okay.
get that's the biggest one.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Can
I'm
I
just
share?
looking for one word answer actually.
For me, it's my family.
For you, it's your family. Okay.
Hi.
Can I share?
Just please
Yeah.
raise your hand so that Akshay can mute you and then you can answer. Otherwise, it will be a chaos here. Thank you. Yes, please. I can't see everyone because my slides are there.
Arun,
So, Vijay, would you
Arun
like to
is
help me, please?
unmuted. Yeah.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. For me, greatest gift is a fully functional body of yours, because mind is also part of your body.
Okay,
Thank you, Arun.
that's good. Thank you.
Prithviraj, yes, asked to unmute.
Yeah. For me, it's quick learning and being active.
Okay.
Thank you, Prithviraj.
Hello.
Yes, please.
Yeah,
Yes,
this is
Umesh.
Umesh. The life I live, that itself is the greatest gift to me.
Okay,
Super,
that's
super.
good. Good one.
Hi, Priyanka here. The biggest gift I have is creativity.
Super.
Okay, good. Very
Yeah,
good.
Anjali here.
Hmm. Yes, Anjali,
Yeah,
please
Dr.
go
Anjali,
ahead.
we can hear you.
I can spread positivity around me. I can make people happy, and I'm very creative.
Okay, thank you. I think this is
Great.
more than sufficient, Vijay, for me. So I would
Okay.
like to proceed with the presentation further. What the
Jyoti, you're gone on mute.
Yeah, it was accidentally by me. Please unmute Jyoti.
No, it is not on mute, Jyoti. You have to do it yourself, I think.
Yeah, I'm not being able to unmute her. So.
You have to do it from your laptop. On the left down,
yeah,
left bottom left corner. No, we can't hear you. Jyoti, on the bottom left corner of the screen, you will be seeing this mute unmute button.
Okay, Jyoti ma'am,
हो
just
गया yeah, it's
okay. Okay, good, good.
yeah. So whatever आप
Sorry.
सबने जो भी आंसर दिया ना, it's okay, perfectly fine. That's good. But when we are trying to learn how to be mindful, there is one thing हमने जिस चीज के बारे में भी बात की, whether it is creativity, positivity, mind, life, family, me, nothing can happen if you're not able to breathe. So the breath, which is called prana, जिनको हमारे वैदिक वेदों में भी सबसे उच्च बताया गया है, that is your breath. आपकी जो सांसें हैं, that is your greatest gift. अगर आपकी सांसें आपके पास हैं तो आप इनमें से कुछ भी कर सकते हैं, और अगर हम सांस नहीं ले रहे हैं, if we are not breathing, I don't think so that we can do anything. So the greatest gift we have, apart from what we have discussed, I am not saying that the the kind of things you have shared are not the greatest one, but like Vijay was saying, so hierarchy में वो ये greatest is the breath is on the top, and then perhaps rest of the things are going to come after that. So when we talk about it, and when we are going to learn about mindfulness, the kind of practices we are going to do, all of them are based on your breath only. So this is the only way we can proceed further. This is not working. Why?
You want to move the next slide?
Yeah. I'm not able
just click on the slide, and then from the arrow key, just go to left, right. Yeah,
it's okay.
Yeah.
So now how we are going to experience mindfulness, basically. Yeah. So for this purpose, like I have said, just breath. So I would like to ring the bell again, and the moment you're going to hear the bell, just try to close your eyes and follow my instructions, because we are going to do a practice which is called mindful breath or breathing practice. आप उसको नाम कुछ भी दे सकते हैं, and that's what we are going to practice. Rather than I need to explain, just try to experience, because हमने नाम ही इसीलिए रखा है experiential. Until unless we are not going to experience something, how we can bring into our awareness. It is in our consciousness. These are two things, but we are not talking in philosophical and spiritual way. We are talking in experience wise कि हम अपने अनुभव में किन चीजों को ला पा रहे हैं. So just close your eyes, and wherever you are, try to listen this bell and follow my instructions for 5-7 minutes, and then we'll proceed further. Gently close your eyes. Make yourself comfortable, but not too comfortable, so that you can doze off. And try to bring your focus, your attention on your breath. You're breathing in and you're breathing out. Repeat it again once more. You're breathing in and you're breathing out. Try to do it a couple of times at your own pace. And somehow it is not possible for you to deeply inhale. It is perfectly okay the way you are breathing it right now. किसी का माइक ऑन है, प्लीज म्यूट इट. It doesn't matter whether your breathing is deep, slow, heavy, shallow. The thing we are trying to do here that we're bringing all our attention on our inhale and exhale. No matter how many times your mind goes here and there, lost in thoughts, imagination, fantasies, old memories, or future worries, or maybe you're just thinking that what I'm going to do after the session, or what I'm going to do tomorrow, or maybe what I have done in the morning. Whenever you caught yourself in such kind of thoughts, this is an opportunity for you to bring back your attention to your breath. This is this is basically the awareness which we are talking. You're making yourself aware again and again, no matter how many times it's going. Because it is mind, it's called monkey mind. And it is going to jump from one thought to another to another and to another. That's how it works. भगवान ने उसकी संरचना ही इस तरीके से की है. And in spite of that, if somehow you're not able to really bring your attention on your breath, suddenly you'll hear a kind of voice inside your mind. You're so stupid. You can't do such a small act even. You're not able to focus on your breath. How dumb you are. At times we hear this kind of chatter inside our own mind. So whenever you are just hearing it, please welcome yourself and be kind and gentle yourself. We are trying to learn something. No one is perfect, neither am I. And when no one is perfect, we are doing it for the 100th times. It doesn't matter. Always kind and compassionate toward yourself. That is very, very important. Because until and unless we are not going to bring compassion in this, that gentleness with yourself, with I have asked you initially, dedicate it to yourself and accept it, whatever flaws are there. Try to embrace it. And keep focusing yourself again and again on your breathing. This exercise is very powerful, very, very powerful. Because this is going to show you something that you can observe what is happening inside your mind while you're paying attention on your breathing. And still you are observing, you are noticing whatever is happening. And that's the, you can say, trick or the advantage of it. And that's what we are trying to train our mind to behave like that, not follow its orders. This exercise is very powerful. How you're breathing, in what way you are breathing, deep, shallow, whatever. It tells a lot about you, what's going on inside your mind, body, and heart. It doesn't matter how many times your mind has started wandering here and there. Try to bring it back on your breath again and again. Now, when you are going to hear the bell, you can open your eyes or take your own time and you can come out of the practice. Here, first of after this exercise, take your own time. But I would like to ask, how was it? Because that's your experience. And we are going to learn it through our experiences only. So these are the few questions which I would like to ask. So anybody would like to share something, I would love to hear, and you can raise your hand and we'll unmute you on our side before we proceed further. Anybody?
I hope people did not fall asleep.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Your
Because
voice is
it's just pin
so
drop
soft.
silent.
Your voice is so soft and soothing that
Vijay,
yeah,
Jyoti, can I say?
yes,
Yes, yes, please,
let
Nishan.
me mute him also.
Yeah. So, the first time when you did the exercise,
This is
I
your first
lost into
time?
my thoughts. The first, in the beginning of the session, when
Okay.
you rang the bell and asked us to just be aware,
Mm-hmm.
I was so engrossed in my own thoughts. I did not even realize what did you say.
Mm-hmm.
And second time when we did this breathing exercise, when I was breathing, and the good part is that you said, don't do anything, just observe your thoughts.
Yeah.
And I could see that all the thoughts which were coming there, and being an observer or of my own thoughts
Mm-hmm.
made me aware about what is it that I'm dealing with inside. From outside, I may look very calm, very peaceful. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
yes, I do meditation, I do yoga, I do this, I do that. But
Mm-hmm.
I could see my own thoughts there.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the greatest gift of that mindfulness has is that it makes you aware and it empowers you to catch your own emotions. I could actually see my own emotions there.
Certainly, it is. And if you're able to do it, Nishant, I'd say you have done something very great with yourself. Because
I
mostly
do
when
a
I
lot of
ask this
meditation.
question,
Yeah. Hmm. So, but this was something
mm-hmm.
different, and
Okay.
I'm sorry I interrupted in between. Please.
No, please carry on.
Yeah. So I had been doing all the practices for last almost a year, and in between there were difficult times when I practiced it more. But This mindfulness is something that I'm experiencing it for the first time actually, and watching my own emotions made me a bit uncomfortable as well. While it is relaxing because I was able to disconnect and detach myself with all the thoughts which are going outside, but when I got present to my own thoughts and emotions, I somehow became a bit uncomfortable as also. So
Yeah.
it's a mixed kind of thing, I would say.
Because but I hope what I have gathered from what you have said, just this kind of thing which you have done for the first time. Otherwise you are a regular practitioner, but not something like this, isn't it?
Yeah, I do meditation, I do sudarshan kriya, I do pranayam, but again the mind is, you know, out of control at that time also,
Yeah,
keeps on
I
wandering,
got
and
it.
more as you correctly said, it's a monkey mind, you know, it will keep on jumping.
Yeah.
But when we bring that still, when I brought that stillness, and when I saw that, I said, oh man, is this what is going on, is this what I'm dealing with?
Yeah, this is what we are supposed to do actually, if you are
Yeah,
able to do. Yes, Virender ji, please. Thank you, Nishant.
you're welcome.
There is sorry,
Actually,
there is Brendan in line before.
Okay, so who is there?
yeah.
आप पहले उनको
Hi.
कर
Brendan,
लो.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I can
Hi.
see hardly anything, anyone on my screen actually.
Yeah. I just had a question with regards to the breathing pattern. Is
Okay.
there something to be read into if it's shallow, deep, fast, or slow? Because I realize my breathing pattern always, on a general basis, is shallow and a little fast because I have a medical condition also. But I just wanted to understand that when you're dealing with doing mindfulness for others, okay, and if you have to interpret the breathing pattern, what would it be? What would it imply? Would there be an implication?
Pardon, can you repeat your question? There was some
No,
disturbance, so I couldn't hear
no,
the question.
sorry. So I wanted to understand the different breathing patterns are there. Does it have any significance?
No, when we practice mindfulness, especially when we are doing the mindful breathing, we are just trying to focus only in and out.
Okay,
In
okay,
whatever
fine.
manner you are doing, irrespective, because initially, like you have shared medical condition, सबकी अलग अलग condition होती है. People have a pacemaker, they have bypass surgery, they have other heart element, or they have asthma or something like that. So all the time it is not possible for all of us to breathe at the same level. So it is better try to do it at your own pace. But that's why I have instructed, whether it is shallow, deep, or in whatever manner you are breathing, that's 100% and perfectly all right. There is no need to change in the pattern in the beginning, but once you'll get used to, you will see an automatic change in your breathing pattern. If you're going to practice it within I think 20-25 days में आपको खुद ही फर्क दिख जाएगा. कि अगर आपको लगता है वो शैलो होती है, उतनी डीप आप नहीं ले पा रहे, मे बी यू फीलिंग समथिंग इन योर लंग्स, try not to force and push yourself, whatever is comfortable. The main thing about mindfulness, which I adore like anything, is I can improvise it according to what I need at that particular moment. I don't, because there is no wrong way. कोई उसमें गलत है ही नहीं. हमने सिर्फ अपनी अवेयरनेस पे वो करना है. We are just training our mind where to focus, not कि deep breathing करेंगे आप तभी focus करेगा. So just keep that slide.
No problem. Thank you for that. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. You're welcome. Just one more question. We'll go
Yes,
ahead,
Virender,
and then we'll keep the question answer
Virender Kumar, yeah.
afterwards, because otherwise we won't be able to understand. Yeah, yeah, Virender ji, please.
You're
हाँ जी,
asking me?
Virender ji. Yes, yes, yes.
Actually, meditation is a domain which is applicable to all, but generally by the people, including me, it is taken as a subdomain. In ordinary language, when we had ever heard the word meditation, हम सोच रहे थे भी पता नहीं ये जो है ना वर्ल्डली लाइफ से दूर लेके जाने वाली कोई चीज है, कोई something it is taking you away. Or in the childhood we had heard just looking straightway on the pen toe
is that, or straightway looking at some light, it is that meditation. But just quite late, I have joined you when I have gone through it. So it has come to the light that it is something which is applicable to all at all moments, not even
Yeah,
a single
exactly.
thing. But the thing is, we like that everything in life should be smooth. But we are putting our life, our breathlessness, our living being in a very jarring note without bothering for it. So that is what initially when we started meditation. So you were telling don't allow your thoughts to go this way, that way. But more and more we were trying to control it, the more and more these were blasting like a dynamite to this thing, that thing, that thing. But ultimately, with a little bit of thing, when all the dynamite was over, then it has come to the real sense. Because while we are seeing TV, our mind is something else, that we will do it like that. We are going to bathroom and we are seeing somebody will be getting there, this and that. Well, every time we are double linked in our life. But that is the distortion of our living style. Meditation just teaches us that where you are, what you are, being client. When you are doing the things, okay, it's okay. Worldly life, we have to discharge to so many duties, responsibilities, and all
Yeah.
that. But at least doing all such things, somewhere you should be your own too. That is what I have learned. By one should be careful about oneself, loving to oneself too.
That is very important. Thank you, Virender ji. So we'll
Thank
proceed rest of the things which are there. We'll just discuss later. First, we'll proceed with the rest of the presentation. So that was just one thing. Now many of you must have find it difficult, easy. कुछ को जैसे नरेंद्र जी ने बोला कि I was restless, निशांत ने sorry, and कई बार ये relaxing नहीं होता है. So mindfulness is not about the relaxation actually. It's about training our awareness and experiencing it, sensing it in our body, not for the relaxation, certainly not. You might feel relaxed, that's the bonus, but otherwise not. So we'll just we'll proceed and then we'll come back again. Yeah. It's basically mindfulness is paying attention on purpose in the present moment and non-judgmentally to the unfolding of experience moment to moment. This is the person John Kabat-Zinn who has started the जिसको हम मुहिम बोलेंगे for mindfulness की he has started in 1970 at Massachusetts University, and the very famous program of his is known as mindfulness based stress reduction program. Still I too run, and we run it IIBP also, which we'll talk about later. आप जिस भी समय हैं, जिस जहां पे भी हैं, आपको बस अपना ध्यान वहां पे देना है, आपको अपनी अवेयरनेस, अपने अटेंशन को वहां पे लेके आना है, एंड ट्राई नॉट टू जज. इफ these are thoughts, if this is feeling, let it be there wherever it is. You just try to do whatever you're doing. I'm talking, I need to be aware I'm talking, irrespective what's running, that what I'm going to cook in the dinner, who is coming, what I'm going to do tomorrow or something like that. If something even running in our mind, let it run and try to experience the way our each and every moment is going to come. Let it unfold itself, rather than try to see कि ये ऐसे नहीं ऐसे होना चाहिए, क्योंकि मोस्टली हमारे दिमाग में ये बात आती है कि ये चीज इस तरीके से नहीं, इस तरीके से होनी चाहिए थी. एंड दैट इज द थिंग्स which create a lot of stress in our mind, because we create a kind of frame and we just try to put all the things inside that frame and then see whether ये चीज इसके अंदर फिट हो रही है कि नहीं हो रही. So it's our own expectations which create the stress, not the situation as such which is creating the stress. And there are some fundamental things when we talk about mindfulness, that what it is exactly. जो भी हम काम करते हैं, जो attention, जो हम अपना ध्यान देते हैं, on purpose होता है, that इस moment मैं उस चीज पे ध्यान दे रही हूँ without any judgment. I am not going to bring any judgment, good, bad, ugly, right, wrong, whatever it is. And we can be mindful of our senses. क्या दिखाई दे रहा है, क्या सुनाई दे रहा है. We'll do one small exercise after this, and we can include all our senses and our inner worlds of thoughts and feelings. It helps us to respond, not to react. Mostly जब हमें कोई भी हमारे से किसी ने भी ठीक से बात नहीं की, हमारा रिएक्शन ही होता है, तुमने ऐसे क्यों किया, तुम्हें ऐसे नहीं करना चाहिए था. एंड सडनली हमारी टोन भी कुछ हो जाती है, हमारे टोनल क्वालिटी को भी हो जाता है, द काइंड ऑफ वर्ड्स वी आर यूजिंग, द चेंज, because we are not in the zone how to respond. We are not really looking at the thing कि हमें क्या करना है exactly. So it involves attending to the present moment and cultivating an attitude of curiosity. You must have heard term beginner mind. या आप वैसे भी अगर अपना अपना भी एक्सपीरियंस अगर यहाँ पे लाएंगे तो आप देखेंगे कि जब हम किसी चीज को सीखने की शुरुआत करते हैं, the kind of excitement, thrill, motivation and current you feel in your body, वो एक बिगनर्स के माइंड में ही होता है, बिकॉज वी आर एक्साइटेड टू लर्न समथिंग न्यू. एंड द सेम एटीट्यूड वी नीड टू ब्रिंग हियर वेन एवर वी आर trying to pay attention in any particular moment, and try to accept it as it is without making any kind of if and but. So it can be also described कि उसमें क्या क्या चीजें होनी चाहिए. We are going to pay attention along with the intention. Are we really present there? To what extent we are going to be open for that particular thing? एंड दीज आर फ्यू थिंग्स जो कि मैं पहले ही आपको एक्सप्लेन कर चुकी हूँ कि व्हाट इट रियली लुक्स लाइक. अटेंशन हम किन किन चीज़ों पे देते हैं, सुनते हैं, देखते हैं, बिकॉज ऑब्वियसली टेस्ट करते हैं. कुछ चीज़ें हमें टच से महसूस होती हैं, कुछ हमें ईयर से समझ में आती हैं. सो वी आर यूजिंग ऑल आवर सेंसेस, एंड पर्पसफुली हम अपनी उस जो हमारी वो अवेयरनेस का जो एक्सपीरियंस है उसको हम बढ़ाते जाते हैं, और हर एक पल में, हर एक मोमेंट में हम प्रेजेंट रहते हैं, एंड हम क्यूरियस भी रहते हैं उसके लिए. ओपननेस, जो बिगनर्स माइंड की मैंने बात की, वो हमारे अंदर होना बहुत जरूरी है. ये चीज सबके साथ बहुत होती होगी. सेड आपसे किसी ने कुछ बोला या आपने किसी को कुछ बोला, एंड लेटर ऑन यू हैव रिग्रेटेड फॉर दैट कि दैट आई विश I couldn't have said that. Or maybe you must have felt that during before presentation or before exams, you were so nervous कि आप रात में सो ही नहीं पाए, because you were so engrossed in your mind. You were in your mind. You were not in the present moment. You were just somewhere else. और आप कभी किसी कमरे में कुछ लेने गए and you suddenly forgot कि मैं यहाँ पे आया क्यों था. हम कई बारी upset हो जाते हैं, दुखी हो जाते हैं, and we don't know exactly why we are sad. And being so engrossed in a project or novel कि आसपास की दुनिया में क्या हो रहा होता है, इवन नेक्स्ट रूम में भी क्या हो रहा होता है, हमें नहीं पता चलता है. सो mindfulness teaches us how to respond, not to react, because it provides, as you can see in this slide, it provides, there is a space between stimulus and response. It gives you choice. It really gives you choice. And there is a very famous psychologist named Viktor Frankl. उनका एक बहुत famous है, I think ये आप सबने कहीं ना कहीं सुना होगा, पढ़ा होगा या तो, कि between stimulus and response there is a space, the kind of space we are talking about mindfulness and choice. And in that space your power lies, बिकॉज इस स्पेस में ही आपकी पावर है कि आप कितना उस मोमेंट में अपनी अवेयरनेस को जागृत कर पा रहे हैं. बिकॉज अगर आप अवेयर हो गए, देन you have that kind of choice that you're not going to react. You're going to take a moment, maybe 2 seconds, maybe 5 seconds, and then you're going to respond. And उस respond में आपकी growth और आपकी freedom होती है. Now, how does it actually works? There are several mindfulness practices which we use. We use our body, we use the body's movement, we use food to bring these kind of practices in our day-to-day life. ये बहुत तरीके से हमारी लाइफ में काम करता है. Even कुछ लोगों को डाउट होता है, can it lead to, if I'm really inclined to my spiritual growth, Is it going to help you? Certainly it's going to help you if you are inclined towards your personal growth or spiritual growth. It enhances our relationship and communication. हमारे पर्सनल और प्रोफेशनल डेवलपमेंट में तो ये काम करता ही करता है. बट आप कहाँ पे हैं? आप बहुत छोटे से हैं जहाँ पे यू लिखा हुआ दिख रहा है आपको. Rest of the things are around you, and we need to bring our awareness for all these things. Breathing is just one medium. We can use all these medium to bring that awareness, to cultivate, to harness, to experience that awareness, so that we can learn these practices and use these practices in our day to day life to make our life better. Because we all are human. Stress हमारी लाइफ से कहीं जाने वाला नहीं. पेन हमारी लाइफ से कहीं नहीं जाने वाला. सफरिंग भी हमारी लाइफ से कहीं नहीं जाने वाली. बट हाउ वी आर लुकिंग टुवर्ड्स दैट सिचुएशन, there your power lies actually. And that's the mindfulness, is that's your awareness, is that it is there, but how I'm going to respond it, how I'm going to look at it, that depends really on me. And that is going to make me happy. What we have, where we have started the happiness fundamental. And that's what I have said, dedicate it to yourself. If you want to make yourself happy, you are responsible for yourself. Nobody can make you happy. I'm not a spiritual guru, so I cannot give you that kind of gyan. But related with this, that power lies in your hand. And believe me, it really lies in your hand. The second is the we are coming at the somehow what kind of practices are there. There are some formal practices, some sort of informal practices, which formal practices जो आपकी होती हैं when you are sitting for like sitting meditation. There are so many meditation, body scan है आपकी, दूसरे और mindfulness meditation है, spiritual meditations भी उसमें आते हैं, जहाँ पे एक आप टाइम अलॉट करते हैं अपने आप को और उसके लिए प्रैक्टिस करते हैं. इनफॉर्मल होती है आप अपनी डे टू डे लाइफ में उन चीजों को कैसे ला सकते हैं. फॉर्मल में ये होती है अवेयरनेस ऑफ योर ब्रीदिंग, योर बॉडी स्कैनिंग. इट्स अ काइंड ऑफ योग निद्रा यू कैन से. एंड माइंडफुल योगा which we were talking in this picture, that yes, movement. So we can bring that mindful awareness, we can harness that awareness even when we are moving, even we don't want to sit, you don't feel like sitting कि मुझे तो भाई इतने मैं 45 मिनट तो नहीं बैठ सकता, this is not my cup of tea, I can't do it. So there are certainly other things which can help you. And your movement, maybe if just you can note it down if you want. जो भी आप वॉक करते हैं, मॉर्निंग वॉक, इवनिंग वॉक, लाइक आज चलो आजकल कोविड की वजह से हम शायद उतनी वॉक्स नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, बट इफ यू गेट सम टाइम एट योर होम, आपको अपने घर में जरूर टाइम मिलता होगा, स्पेंड सम टाइम वॉकिंग इन अ स्लो मैनर एंड बेयरफुट, नंगे पैर. आपने शूज पहन के या चप्पल पहन के, इफ यू आर फीलिंग अ लिटिल बिट चिली ऑन योर सोल, you can put on your socks, that's not a big issue here. But try to walk in a slow way and then try to feel the kind of sensations you are having, because I was talking about the sensation earlier, body sensation. So the kind of sensations you are having, आपके जो सोल्स पे हो रहे हैं, एंड ब्रिंग योर अवेयरनेस एंड ब्रिंग योर फोकस, ब्रिंग योर अटेंशन देयर, irrespective again what is running in your mind. So you can create your anchor. I am just sharing few anchors. Breath is your anchor, your body is your anchor, your sensations are your anchor, your thoughts are your anchors, your feelings are your anchors. Even a cup of tea can be your anchor. And even if you have water, I know चाय तो अभी शायद सबने पी ली होगी या सबको पीनी होगी, you can have it with a cup of tea. And there are some of the informal practices which we call कि हम चलते आते जाते उठते बैठते सोते ब्रश करते, टेलीफोन की अगर हम घंटी भी सुन रहे हैं, इवन इफ वी आर, जब भी हमारा फोन बज होता है, वी जस्ट ट्राई टू उठाने के लिए बस हम झुक जाते हैं. Pause a minute, pause, not even a minute, pause just 10 second, I'll request you. And then see what kind of, maybe you're not in a good mood और किसी ऐसे का फोन आया कि आप बस बरस पड़ेंगे kind of thing. So just pause, That pause is going to give you that openness, that space between stimulus and response, that the kind of way you are going to respond is going to change the whole scenario. So you can just pause even when there is a red light. Try to do 5 times, not the deep breathing, just breathing. There is no need कि आप आंख बंद करके करें और पीछे वाला अचानक से red light हो गई and started honking. No, bring that awareness to कैसे करना है जब आप ब्रश कर रहे हैं, इवन व्हेन यू आर टेकिंग शावर, व्हेन यू आर ईटिंग योर मील्स, आप उन्हीं बाइट्स को छोटा, इफ यू आर हैविंग योर मील, जस्ट आई जस्ट सजेस्ट टू एवरीवन, वी डू एंड पूरा पूरा ईटिंग मेडिटेशन है, बट वी कैन नॉट डू बिकॉज वी डोंट हैव सो मच ऑफ टाइम, मे बी इन कमिंग अप सेशन वील डील लाइक दैट, बट सर्टेनली नॉट नाउ। आप जो जितनी भी चपातीज खाते हैं उसमें अगर आप 1/4 चपाती भी माइंडफुल वे में खा के देखें, उसके बाइट्स आपको छोटे बनाने हैं, एंड यू आर गोइंग टू ईट इट एज इफ यू हैव नेवर ईटन चपाती in your life, and then try to savor it each and every bite. And when you are going to eat it in that way, obviously the kind of feeling, sensation, gentleness, and the attitude of gratitude which you are going to feel for the people who have really, जिन्होंने खेत तैयार किया, जिन्होंने बीज डाले, जिन्होंने उसमें गेहूं लगाया, गेहूं कहाँ से कहाँ गया, कहाँ से कहाँ पैक होके आया, फिर किस तरीके से आपकी माँ ने, आपकी वाइफ ने, आपकी बहन ने किस तरीके से आपके लिए वो रोटी बनाई। ट्राई टू ब्रिंग दैट एटीट्यूड एंड यू विल बी अमेज्ड उस 1/4 चपाती में आप कितनी सारी चीजें लेके आ गए हैं। Just 1/4 chapati, even if it is not possible, again I'll say charity always begin at home. अगर आप अपने लिए नहीं कर सकते, believe me, if you are saying I can do it for you, you are lying, you're simply lying, because that is not a truth fact. If you cannot do it for yourself, how can you do it for others? You might ask it to me कि this is being selfish. No, this is not selfish. दिस इज सर्टेनली नॉट सेल्फिश। आप किसी का गला नहीं दबा रहे हैं यहाँ पे, आप किसी के पैसे नहीं मार रहे हैं यहाँ पे, आप किसी के साथ धोखाधड़ी नहीं कर रहे हैं। यू आर जस्ट नरिशिंग योर सेल्फ विद दिस 1/4 चपाती, और वो चपाती जो आपके लिए काम करेगी वो दूसरी 1-1.5 चपाती जो आप खाएंगे वो काम नहीं करेगी। आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि आप गलत तरीके से खाते हैं, नॉट एट ऑल। आई एम नॉट एडवोकेटिंग कि आप इसी तरीके से खाएं, बट हाउ यू कैन हार्नेस दैट अवेयरनेस moment to moment in your day to day life. I'm just sharing few of the tips, not that कि आप उसी तरीके से करें। Maybe if you have some of your own ways, I would love to know, we would love to know what are the other ways, so that we too can learn some things while you're talking. You name it and I think you can use it in anything and like anything. And these are, we have already talked about it कि हम उसको किस तरीके से अपने एटीट्यूड में लाते हैं। कई बारी लेटिंग गो करना मुश्किल होता है। आई नो forgiveness is a very big thing, but when we talk about compassion and kindness and gentleness, believe me, it's not that big as we think. It's just a random thought in your mind. And these are some of the other things how we are going to accept, like I have said it earlier when I was giving you the instruction when we are doing the breathing practice, that accept, let them be where they are and accept as they are. Don't think that I don't want to think like this. Don't bring that कि मुझे तो इससे अटैच नहीं होना है, which you cannot do it. So at times you can think it like that कि supposingly आपको पता है कि आपके घर की घंटी बज रही है, दरवाजे पे किसी ने कॉल बेल की है, दरवाजे पे घंटी बज रही, बट बंदा या बंदी या जो भी आपके दरवाजे पे खड़ा है आपके घर के बाहर, वो तभी आएगा जब आप दरवाजा खोलेंगे, उसको वेलकम करेंगे। So instead of starting your chit chat and having tea and coffee with your thoughts, let it ring the bell. Ring the bell means you are acknowledging. The moment you have acknowledged, a little bit of acceptance is there that it's okay if it is ringing the bell. I don't mind, but I'm not in a mood to do that chit chat. I don't want to have tea and coffee with my own thoughts. I'm sorry if I'm sounding weird, but this is really how we work. If you're going to think later after the session, then probably it will make more sense to you, because I don't know how many of you are listening this kind of things for the very first time. Really, I have no idea. But if we are trying, then we have to bring these things, and it's really going to teach you so many other things. Your patience. At times we feel just what I have mentioned here in the slides, feeling the itch and not scratching. It doesn't mean that, but you can see the gap between those things, and that gap is giving you the acceptance, the acknowledgement, the kind of let it be or let go, or again you are cultivating your awareness here again. So it's creating kind of a space, an openness and a spaciousness inside your mind, and that's how you can see the clarity which was earlier overwhelmed like anything. There was too many things and you don't know how to pinpoint, and it happens with all of us. There are some beautiful things, and I strongly believe and I would recommend also, but it's certainly up to you, आप उनको किस तरीके से अपनी लाइफ में लाते हैं. Attitude of gratitude is very important, is very important. Like I have just shared कि आप वो 1/4 चपाती में भी कैसे ला सकते हैं. Even if you're having your bed tea in the morning, you can just say thanks to your wife, your sister, your mom. स्टार्ट करने के लिए आप कहीं से भी शुरू करते हैं, कहीं से भी शुरू कर सकते हैं. Someone is giving something, even if you give us half a smile what I have written, you never know वो किसका दिन बनाती है स्माइल. बट दैट्स अ ब्यूटिफुल थिंग. लविंग काइंडनेस, जो दया है हमारे यहाँ, वी आर इंडियन एंड आई थिंक हमारे अंदर ये चीजें बहुत कूट कूट के भरी हुई हैं, बट हम उनको शो नहीं करते बिकॉज आई डोंट नो हम शो कर, सॉरी आई एम सेइंग ऑन माय बिहाफ, आई एम नॉट सेइंग फॉर ऑल ऑफ यू, आई एम सो सॉरी फॉर दैट. हम सबके अंदर है, वी जस्ट नीड टू टैप इट, हाउ टू ब्रिंग आउट दिस थिंग आउटसाइड, how to bring that compassion when we see that someone is suffering. And I feel, I'm not talking here about sympathy, certainly not sympathy, कि यार उसको कुछ हो रहा है, poor child, poor man, poor female, poor, no. Compassion is basically when you see this person is suffering, and certainly you bless the person that may God help the person. Maybe you can, so you can see that there is a distinction between sympathy and compassion. We cannot not talk about all these things because we don't have that much of time. But compassion, when you see a person is suffering and you really feel a kind of pain which is different from empathy, so don't confuse again here with that. Equanimity is very important when how you are going to behave irrespective. आपके अंदर तूफान चल रहा है लेकिन आपने वो हाफ स्माइल, फुल स्माइल पहनी हुई है, and then you are behaving, so your behavior is still balanced. You are doing what you are supposed to do. इसमें बहुत सारे questions आपके mind में आएंगे, but we will deal them certainly. Now let's try. May I don't know how much time we have. Certainly we have some time, so we can do very again a small exercise. And I know that all of us, if not having green tea or red tea or milk tea, हम सबके पास पानी की बॉटल जरूर होगी. And अगर बॉटल है, and if the lid is tight, आप सॉरी मैंने तो खोल के रखी थी, but अगर आपके पास बॉटल है, just try to open that bottle in a very slow manner, as if like I was just narrating that you have never opened the bottle. Or if you don't have the bottle, you have just the glass, maybe you can use the glass. And when you are holding your glass, try to bring that glass to your mouth in such a slow way that you can feel how your elbow is bending, how it is coming to closer, and then try to see what kind of thoughts are coming into your mind. Try to see, do you feel that your mouth is drying, your throat is drying, or you're feeling certain type of saliva in your mind? You'll ask, what foolish, पानी के साथ किसको saliva आता है? But just try, give it a try. What do you feel? इसको हम taste नहीं कर सकते, but water has its own taste. Try to do it. कि हम उसको किस तरीके से अपने जब हम डे टू डे की बात करते हैं, टेक अवे की बात करते हैं, तो अगर हम उसको किसी भी चीज में उतार सकते हैं तभी उसकी ग्रेटनेस है, तभी उसकी इम्पोर्टेंस है, तभी शायद हम उसको बाकी की सारी चीजों में बहुत अच्छे से इंटरनलाइज कर सकते हैं, बहुत अच्छे से आत्मसात करते हैं एंड आत्मसात कर सकते हैं, एंड दैट इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एक्चुअली. So I hope you must have tried, and if you haven't, it's okay. You can try it later. Not to worry. There is a flower. How many things? आप लोग बस इसे 1 मिनट का मैं समय दूंगी आपको. Just try to see and we'll discuss it then later. Maybe less than a minute. I'll finish the presentation and then we'll come back again on here. Okay. क्या चीज़ें हमारे अंदर आती हैं? आई थिंक वी हैव ऑलमोस्ट टॉक्ड अबाउट दिस, सो आई डोंट नीड टू गो ओवर इट अगेन, कि अगर हम माइंडफुलनेस प्रैक्टिस करते हैं तो किस तरीके की चीज़ें आती हैं, किस तरीके की चीज़ें हम कल्टीवेट कर पाते हैं, डेवलप कर पाते हैं अपनी पर्सनालिटी में, एंड व्हाट आर द बेनिफिट्स फॉर यूजिंग माइंडफुलनेस. Stress, anxiety, low feeling, concentration, strong emotion, thought, self-awareness. It enhances. It's very very important in corporate sector, at it's really help you in developing your emotional quotient, your EQ, which is the topmost factor being a good leader. लीडरशिप स्किल के लिए वो बहुत ज़रूरी है. हमारी स्लीप बेटर होती है, हमारा जो फटीक है, कई बारी हमें बॉडी में यहाँ वहाँ जहाँ तहाँ पेन होता रहता है, बट it's really reduce them like anything. And to have a sense of space in their life. Now there are some myth. ये आपको जानने बहुत ज़रूरी है, that what are the myths. At times people ask, it means thinking about nothing. Certainly it is not. It's being aware of our thought, like we have experienced in our mindful breathing practice, that we were aware of our thought, that these thoughts are there, but I have decided that I'm not going to involve myself. And like I was just going to say, I'm not going to have tea, coffee with them. Let them ring the bell. I have acknowledged, and that is more than sufficient for them, for me. Again, that's not possible even for all of us. Non-judgmental awareness. Whatever it is, it is. It doesn't matter what it is. Good, ugly, the Buddhism, but it has been mentioned in our Rig Vedas also at the name of Sati, which is again is part, but we are not dealing in a historical way. So isko religious मानते हैं. Certainly it is not. It's a very secular practice. Anybody, even if you're not believing in any kind of religion, you can do it in a very well way. And it has been supported by our clinical research. We have so many studies. It is a kind of mental training, mind training. It's not religious at all. कई बार लोगों को लगता है क्या एक ही जगह बैठ के हमें कुछ गेस करने लगना होता है या कुछ बस देखना होता है. इट कैन बी एक्टिव, लाइक वी हैव टॉक्ड अबाउट माइंडफुल वॉकिंग, मूवमेंट, योगा, and daily routine chores like you're drinking water, eating, eating your, having your breakfast or drinking your tea, or a matter of an orange even. Living only in the present moment, never thinking about, no, it's not like that. We do think. It's just that it is an awareness and deliberate attention, that what we are doing, and the act of planning. That's all. It's not like that we are not going to think about our past, or we are not going to plan about the future. Certainly it is not there. ये सबसे बड़ा है कि लोगों को लगता है it is for relaxation. No, it is not for relaxation. It might be relaxing, it might be boring, it might be annoying. It is what it is. So each one of us, जो भी हमने आज प्रैक्टिस की, हम सबके एक्सपीरियंस यहाँ पे अलग अलग हो सकते हैं. किसी दो के मिलेंगे, किसी दो के नहीं मिलेंगे, and that is perfectly okay, because it is about experiencing. It is about experiential awareness, just creating that awareness in our mind on the basis of experience. Your senses, my experience can be different from your experience. So it is. Another myth is zoning out. No, it is zoning in. It's a purposeful awareness. We are deliberately paying attention on particular thing, whatever anchor we have taken at that time. It has been used at certain places, the organizations. They have big their mindfulness courses, and they're unlike anything. Now it's your choice. You want to be mindful or you want to mindful. That's your choice, and it is in your hand basically. If we are always rushing on to the next moment, what happened to the one we are in? I'm just giving it a small thought just to ponder over it, so that you can start your own mindfulness practice and the kind of mental health initiative we have started for the working place, for corporate sectors. This is a good start. From here you can start it. So thank you, and listening to me in such a patient way. I have this last thing, that as long as you're breathing, there is more right with you, no matter what is wrong. So अगर आप सांस ले रहे हैं, because that is, I have given that high regard, and if you are breathing, I think you're doing a great thing, and there is nothing can go wrong in your life as. So now, any question, anything, you're most welcome. If anybody would like to ask something, yes, Vijay, please.
Thank you for this wonderful and like really experiential session. We overshot by half an hour.
I know that you.
But I could see that people were
Actually, it's a very vast topic. So
yeah, and that's an advantage of the online stuff, is that if someone has really something urgent to go, they can just simply walk out without
that's perfectly
disturbing
okay.
others.
Yeah.
In a physical environment, in a room, if you are walking out, it is like you are disturbing other, whether you want or not.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
in online system, if you got out, like people will not even notice, because they are seeing something else on the screen.
Exactly.
So it was very, very experiential, I would say, and very interesting. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
And
You're
for the audience, keep in touch, and for any kind of mental health related initiative, support and help, please visit iibp.org.in. IIBP is a totally volunteer-led organization, not for profit, working for the common good in the profession. So please feel free to join that. If you are a competent mental health provider, please join as a service provider. If you know someone who can help, get benefit from, a talk with an expert, IIBP offers first session free, so they can just go and register, set up a session, and talk for free.
I would like to take one or two questions if we can afford, Vijay. Is it okay, or? I mean, I'm not sure.
Like
if
I don't think so, because even I have to run.
Okay. Okay.
We can keep this conversation on. I will post the whole thing on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram. We can keep the conversation, and I think from this a lot of questions will come, and we will discuss that.
Yeah, we will discuss that.
So we will keep that conversation on the social media everywhere, because awareness of mental health is a big thing. And at this point in time, I would just like to express my gratitude with all the people who participated here, who are still here. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me that you all are here, and I hope that you got something to take home, something that you can apply, something that you can practice. Thank you very much. If you turn on your cameras, I will click just one kind of big selfie, and then we will say formally goodbye.
It's good to see so many
Yeah.
people, isn't it?
Yes. And this is also one advantage of online thing, is that you can see, literally see 40 people, 50 people at one time.
At
In
one
no
time.
classroom, you can see 40 people, because not everybody is at the same level. Here, everybody is at the same level.
Vijay, if it is okay with you, and if Akshay can give me 5-minute leverage, I would still, because I can see some hands.
Sure,
And
sure,
if it
sure.
is okay with you,
No problem.
so you can.
So I'm done with the photo part. So yeah,
Okay.
please. Thank
So
you.
if
Thank you.
somebody would like to ask something, because I feel कि कई बारी आप बोलते रहते हो, and if you're not answering the question, people have in their mind, if we cannot cover, we are going to save this chat
Sure,
because
sure,
it
sure.
has been recorded. So we
Yeah.
are going to, we'll try to answer them. But if anybody has any query, you can आप इसके through LinkedIn पे आप जहाँ पे भी we are going to answer you. But अगर आप पूछना चाहते हैं,
Yeah, I have given the right to everybody to unmute themselves.
Yeah.
So just please unmute yourself and ask a question. And yeah.
Yeah, please. You can ask if you want, if you have some queries or something like that. Otherwise, that's perfectly fine. But it will give me a learning. So maybe I'm being a little selfish here. I'm not sure about it, but yeah. And I think that there is no harm. I never consider it as a selfish part. Ki I'm being selfish.
We have a question from Mr. Gaurang.
Yeah.
Are there any step-by-step goals of mindfulness exercise?
There are not any steps, but we can always start with the exercise like we have started with the mindful.
Looks like Jyoti, we could not hear you. Oh, it is mine. Yeah. Okay.
Ma'am, can you hear us?
I think internet snapped on her side, because I don't hear her. Yeah,
Okay. So we can share details for how participants can get in touch with regards
Sure.
to questions. So perhaps they can send any questions to info@.
Sure. So we will. I would suggest that we will keep this conversation on social media.
Pandey.
Yes, sir.
We will keep the conversation on social media and other platforms, and we will send a follow-up email to all of you with all the details of how can you take advantage of IIBP's mental health initiative. So thank you very much for joining. Thanks a lot, and we will see you next.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
I think.
Yeah, and still it did not improve. It's like I hear you in bits and pieces.
Yeah. वो गड़बड़ हो गया था. I think मेरा connection चला गया और क्या हुआ I don't know something. Anyway, it's okay. Not a problem.
Yeah. So voice was cut, but the conversation will be on. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.